Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today, we will be covering Microsoft's big Build 2026 launch of Scout and a fleet of in-house models, OpenAI turning Codex into a workplace agent for nearly every job role, OpenAI's frontier models going live on Amazon Bedrock, and Trump signing a narrower executive order on frontier AI safety testing. Starting with Microsoft, which used Build 2026 on June 2nd to make its biggest statement yet that it is not just an OpenAI reseller. The company unveiled Microsoft Scout, described in its own words as a new personal agent for work, along with a family of 7 in-house models under the MAI brand. The flagship is MAI Thinking 1, Microsoft AI's first reasoning model. It is a 35 billion active parameter model with a 256K context window. And notably, Microsoft says it was trained from scratch on commercially licensed data with what they call zero distillation, meaning they are not piggybacking on outputs from other frontier models. That is a pointed claim given how much of the industry has quietly leaned on distillation. Alongside Thinking 1, Microsoft rolled out MAI Code 1 Flash, baked into GitHub Copilot and VS Code, MAI Image 2.5 already live in PowerPoint, plus new transcription and voice models. Scout itself is being pitched as an always-on ambient agent that handles meeting prep, scheduling conflicts, and routine workflows across Outlook, Teams, and WorkIQ. It is launching first to Microsoft's frontier customers. Axios's Ina Fried captured the strategic read nicely, writing that Microsoft wants to prove it is a serious AI player above and beyond its relationship with OpenAI. After years of being seen as OpenAI's distribution arm, Microsoft is now competing at the model layer too. OpenAI did not let Microsoft have the day to itself. Also on June 2nd, OpenAI announced that Codex is no longer just a coding agent. The company launched 6 role-specific Codex plugins covering data analytics, creative production, sales, product design, public equity investing, and investment banking, along with a new feature called Sites that lets Codex generate interactive hosted websites and apps for teams. The plugins bundle 62 apps and 110 skills, with integrations spanning Snowflake, Databricks, Tableau, Figma, Canva, Salesforce, HubSpot, Slack, and finance-specific tools like Moody's, FactSet, and PitchBook. The headline number from OpenAI is striking. The company says more than 5 million people now use Codex every week, and that non-developers already make up about 20% of that base, growing more than 3 times faster than the developer side. That puts Codex on a direct collision course with Microsoft Copilot, Anthropic's enterprise agents, and the broader workplace automation market. 9to5Mac framed it as OpenAI pushing Codex beyond an agentic coding desktop app into a general productivity tool. The tension here is obvious. OpenAI is now selling directly into the same office workflows Microsoft just announced Scout to dominate, even though Microsoft remains one of OpenAI's biggest investors and distribution partners. That competitive dynamic is showing up on the cloud side, too. On June 1st, OpenAI and AWS made GPT-5.5, GPT-5.4, and Codex generally available on Amazon Bedrock. For AWS-heavy enterprises, this is a real shift. Instead of routing OpenAI usage through OpenAI directly or through Azure, big customers can now deploy these models inside Bedrock using existing AWS security, IAM permissions, private link, KMS encryption, CloudTrail logging, and procurement workflows. AWS says pricing matches OpenAI's first-party rates for GPT 5.5, and Codex usage counts toward existing AWS commitments. Codex can route inference through Bedrock from the Codex app, CLI, and IDE integrations for VS Code, JetBrains, and Xcode. Amgen CTO Sean Brook said the AWS path gives the company an important new path to explore and scale OpenAI capabilities within enterprise governance, which is exactly the message AWS wants in front of Fortune 500 buyers. The bigger picture is that AWS is now a credible, neutral marketplace for frontier models, sitting alongside Azure and Google Cloud. For OpenAI, it is a hedge against being too tied to Microsoft. For Amazon, after that expanded OpenAI partnership a month ago, this cements Bedrock as a real frontier model destination. Closing out, on the policy side, President Trump signed a new AI executive order on June 2nd that landed softer than an earlier draft. It creates a voluntary framework for frontier AI developers to give the government secure early access to covered models for cyber capability testing. Agencies are directed to build a classified benchmarking process to assess advanced cyber capabilities and define what counts as a covered frontier model. Crucially, the order explicitly says it does not create mandatory licensing, pre-clearance, or permitting for new AI models. According to the AP, the government could vet national security risks for up to a month before public release, but only if companies opt in. Axios reported that the signed version was narrowed from an earlier, stricter draft that was scrapped over concerns it would hurt U.S. competitiveness. The order itself states that advanced AI capabilities make our nation stronger, while acknowledging national security trade-offs. For labs like OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, and xAI, this is likely to become the de facto U.S. pre-release review process for cyber-risky systems, without the heavier regulatory regime some safety advocates wanted and industry feared.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.